So we might be on plot number 1 at the moment, but we will very swiftly be going over to plot number 2 because we've got a few things to do today. One of which is, if I just spin round here, you'll see these double height pallet collars over here. That's the main job, to get them over there. For them, I've been investing, I've been spending some of my pocket money on some plug plants, and that's not normally something I do. I try to grow everything from seed, but I'm a bit behind. You know, I had a bit of my YouTube huff and everything just got sort of delayed a little bit. So I've been to Rocket Gardens and I ordered some plug plants and they've been delivered. So once we've got them moved, we've got some lettuces, we've got some beetroot and we've got some Brussels sprouts to plant out over there when we shift the beds over. I've also got a question for you actually, and I'll come to that in a bit. And that involves the pallet collars over here and the compost that's in them. I've got a question. I want a bit of advice as to what's going to be best to do on that front, and I'm hoping you learned people out there in YouTube land will know the answer, but I'll come to that in a bit as well, once you've cracked on and once I've got some jobs done. Now the main problem actually, if we spin back around this way, these two double height pallet collar beds over there, not the one with the cover on it, the one with the cover on it has still got the sweet candle carrots in it, grown away, absolutely smashing. The ones right over next to the polytunnel there, I don't know what the compost is or the soil or whatever it is that I've used in it previously, but it's a bit compacted, it's a bit heavy, it's a bit clay-like. So as much as it pains me to do so, I think when I'm moving it, actually tell you what, let me show you. Let me stop waffling. Let's do a show and tell. Let me just spin the camera around and show you what we're actually talking about. So again, you'll have to put up with the weeds around here at the moment. It's a bit like no man's land. I'll not go into the mess that's going through the fence at the back there, but we have got the two pallet collars here. The one at the back there where the cover's sort of blown over, that's where the sprouts normally go. This one here, I normally put kohlrabi or leeks or something. It'll probably get leeks in it eventually, again, thinking about it out loud now. But yeah, let's just have a look in here. Look, it's definitely more sort of soil-like than compost-like in there. And stuff's grown in it. Stuff has grown in it perfectly well over the past few years, but it's just it's a bit dense, it's a bit claggy, it's a bit clay-like when you sort of dig any lower than the first sort of 3 or 4 inches. Once you get lower than that, it's really compact and it's really heavy. So the plan is, once I start shoveling all that sort of soily material out of there, we'll fill a wheelbarrow full. I've got a couple of bags of compost in the car there. We'll mix some compost into it. I think I've got some sharp sand knocking about. I might mix a bit of sand in it, try and get that clay-like texture to be a bit more sandy, improve the drainage, just improve the general feel of it, so when the plants are grown and the roots can get down, and it just makes everything just a little bit nicer, I think. But anyway, I think it's about time I stop waffling on and I start shoveling that. I'm going to shovel that, I'm going to move the beds over, and I'll see you on plot number 2 in just a jiffy. So we are making progress on plot number 2. Not only has the sun come out, making it into another beautiful day, progress has been made. Just a little bit. I've been a bit slow. I've been taking my time. It took me a long time to do some stapling and whatnot. And we've been fixing the compost and things. But let me just spin you around before we get to the good stuff. Before I show you those plants from Rocket Garden. There's a bit of a mixed bag, and I'll show you that. I'll explain to you that. But let me just spin you around and show you what I've been up to. So first off, you'll remember from the videos recently, this is the area we've been working in on the new plot. We've got the 4 beds in over there, the lovely spring onions, everything looking tickety-boo. We've put the first of our double height pallet collar raised beds in there, cardboard on the bottom, old compost bags lining them just to protect the woodwork. Now you might remember that soil that we took out of the bed on plot number 1 was looking a bit fusty. It was a bit claggy, a bit tough, a bit clay-like. So this is that barrow full that we took before earlier on. It's not perfect, it's better. I have mixed in some stuff. We've got the stuff over here. I've put about, I don't know, a third of a bag of just general multi-purpose compost in there, and I found a bag of crikey Moses, I'll put my teeth in, farmyard manure that was already open, and I've put about 5 or 6 trowelfuls in there, mixed it in. That organic material that's in there is going to really help break down that soil and make it light and lovely and fluffy over time. It's not going to be immediate. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it won't be too bad, and it'll be 10 times better than what it was before. So next job on the list, me and my trusty shovel that I think is hiding on the floor down there somewhere next to the wheelbarrow. We're going to scoop all of that into there. We're probably going to have to go back and forth to plot number 1 at least for another 2 or 3 times of barrowfuls. We'll get that full up and we'll come back and we'll get on with the real deal of eventually getting the plants sorted. And don't forget, I've got that question again about the raised beds over there in plot number 1 that I need your help with and some advice with, and we'll come to that towards the end as well. But back with you in just a jiffy. So we've made some progress. Not all the progress we wanted to make, and there's been a bit of an issue. So that earth, that soil, whatever it was, and the beds over there, too hard, too solid when I got down to the bottom. So I've burnt through a couple of bags of compost that I had, and I've put them in here right up to the top. So the top is now a lovely layer of compost for planting the plants in, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. The only thing I'm not going to get done today is to move the second double height pallet collar to pretty much where I am now, because you don't have that compost to mix in, to move it, to sort it. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. It's just a job for another day. But onto our plants that are going to go in here. So in this double height one, it does need topped up still a little bit. Probably another bag of compost will do the job. But plants, we got them from Rocket Garden. Ordered them, I've probably had them a couple of weeks. I ordered them on a Sunday and they were delivered by the Tuesday or the Wednesday. So pretty good service. These are the Brussels sprouts that I've ordered. They're okay, they're average I would say these ones are, and I'm okay with that. I'm all right. They're not too bad. I'm probably going to put 1, 2, 3, 6 of them, and I've got some spares in a bed this size. See, they're all about the same size, and maybe would have liked them to be a little bit bigger. They'll be fine. They'll be all right. Whether they're ready for Christmas in time or not, I don't know. If they're not, Tesco, Sainsbury's, Lidl's, Aldi, wherever, they'll have plenty that I can get. So, what have we got here? On the other hand, we ordered these lettuces, and they're looking blooming marvellous. We've got 2 different types, and I'm struggling off the top of my head to remember them. This is a speckly, it was like a freckles variety, this one over here, and I think this is a Cos variety. I don't know if it's a little gem or what, I can't remember, but look at them. They are brilliant. They are growing like wildfire. They're going to go in the lower down bed over there. And we also ordered some beetroot. Yeah, it's all right. I've seen bigger, healthier looking beetroot before. It's all right. I mean, I daresn't say when I plant it, when it's in the ground, when it's settled, it'll be fine. It'll be smashing. It'll grow well. It'll be all right. But it just looks a bit sad. And I guess time will tell. Time will tell as to how healthy they grow, how well they grow. We'll see. But they do look a bit sad. So we've got the brilliant, the sublime, the lovely looking lettuce. We've got the decidedly average in the middle. Okay, you know, pleased with it, not unhappy with it, all right. Brussels sprouts. And then we've got the rather sad looking beetroots. Now, just to balance this out, I have got some leeks as well. And the leeks are going to go here when the other double height pallet collar raised bed is ready. But obviously it's not ready yet. They're not here yet. So we'll see. So the sprouts, dead simple in here. 6, I'll probably do 2 rows of 3. Nice hole. You probably can't see very well. I'm putting a rubbish job here, aren't I, with the camera. Let me come over here. Right, so hole, I'm going to bury them nice and deep. And as with all brassicas, I'm going to push it in really hard. Now there's loads of nutrition in this bed. There's all that manure that I had there, that sort of 3/4 bag or whatever it was. That's all gone in here. And a full, no, it's 2 bags of brand new compost that have gone in here. So there is loads of nutrition for these little plants. The only other thing I'm going to do is, before we head over to plot number 1 to have a look at those few things over there, is I've got this net that's going to go over here to protect the brassicas. I've still not shown you the reason I've bought Brussels sprouts plants is because we had a bit of an incident in the greenhouse at home where a butterfly got in, laid eggs, caterpillars, destroyed the Brussels sprouts and the flower sprouts that I had. And in fact, I've got a picture. I'll put a picture on the screen now if I remember when I'm editing and you can see them. what a blooming state. Honestly, the caterpillars just munched through them, destroyed them, ruined them. It's all right. That's life. These things happen. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna fret about it. It's a bit annoying. I've had to spend some money to get some replacements. These things happen. Anyway, I am going to crack on with planting these out because they aren't going to plant themselves out. It's not going to take loads of time. I don't think these sprouts are going to be a 5-minute job. Get them watered in, get the lettuces done, in fact, look, I'm looking at that one. I'm wondering why I'm going to plant that when it's probably the worst out of the bunch. And I've got spares, much healthier looking spares, and we might as well use them, and we'll get that planted in there nice and tight. Now, I don't normally buy plug plants. I generally buy seeds, so everything from seed. It's cheaper, it's easier. You know, you think of how much you can grow from a packet of seeds in a bag of compost compared to how much some of these plug plants cost. But you know, I'm okay. This year it's been a funny year. I'm okay with being a bit easy on myself and doing some plug plants, whether it's the sprouts, whether it's the beetroots, whether it's whatever. I'd rather have plot number 2 like this, sort of planted up with the sprouts, the spring onions, the lettuces, the beetroots. Bit of life about the place, you know, bit of colour, bit of life. Get it going, look smashing, it'll look great. Right, finish off here. Gonna get the planting done. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. We'll scoot back over there and I'll show you those couple of things over there as well. So we are finished on plot number 2 for now, and I will show you the plants in just a second. And a man in a digger has appeared over here making a lot of noise, but hopefully the microphone isn't picking that up. So here is the area we've been working on this morning, or well now this afternoon. We've been here so long. We've got the sprouts, we've got them covered. It's a bit wonky, the canes aren't even, it's not level. It's okay for now. I'll come back and tidy it up. They're just covered. We need them covered in case the butterflies come along. So we've got one lot of lettuces here. That is the freckles one. We've got the beetroots over there, the other lettuces over there. They all look a bit sad at the moment. They've all just been watered, so they've been battered by the watering can. Give them a day or two in the sunshine, they will look bright as rain, they'll look marvellous. And the spring onions down there, they're absolutely thriving at the moment. They are looking smashing. So without further ado, let's go to plot number 1. So let's head down here and I'll try and navigate plot number 1. Somewhat rickety gate as I get through here. I'm reluctant to put a lot of time and effort into fixing that at the moment, given that we're going to be moving full time soon. So we'll have a bit of a walk all the way down here to where we've been taking these pallet collars from. And this, you can see here, the big lump of that's solid, by the way, that's absolutely solid. That sort of earth, that soil down there that's been in the bottom of that bed. Don't know how it's ended up like that. I don't know where it's come from. All the other beds have got lovely, fluffy, nice compost in them. It won't go to waste though. I will dig it up. I'll put time and effort into digging it, turning it over, mixing it in with that organic material to get it all broken up so it doesn't go to waste. And speaking of things we don't want to go to waste, and let me see if I can find some down here. I'm sure there's some. It's all a bit messy. Everything's messy. You just have to put up with it. But we'll have a look. So I can see it in here. There is weeds in the sweet peas. Let me move them out of the way. This stuff here, mare's tail, horse's tail, whatever you want to call it, is growing in my plot. Now it grows in this bed here. I don't think I've seen it in this bed here. The double height bed over there that's got the touchon carrots in, it grows in there. And if we come up here a little bit, this bed here that is just full of weeds at the moment, it grows in there, but it's not there at the moment because I think I must have cleared it out the last time. And that leaves me with a bit of a dilemma. And this dilemma is what I wanted to ask your advice about. So, plot number 2 over yonder doesn't have mare's tail, horse's tail, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have any growing over there. So the last thing I want to do is transplant mare's tail from plot number 1 to plot number 2. So should I just take the pallet collars and sacrifice what, 1, 2, 3, 4-ish pallet collar beds of compost and just get new compost in, just order up a couple of ton of compost to fill them in fresh over there and we don't take mare's tail with us? Or do I go to the trouble of sifting through it all, trying to get rid of it? Because if I leave one little, you know how it spreads, it's rhizomatous and it spreads to the roots. If I leave one little bit of root in there, you just know that the mare's tail is going to come from here to over there and grow over there. And once it starts growing over there, it'll slowly but surely work its way everywhere and all the beds will start growing with it. And it'll just be a mess. So what do you think? Let me know. Please let me know in the comments down below. I'm relatively new to dealing with mare's tail. I mean, I've had this plot now for 5 years, and it's probably only in the last 12 months that it started appearing. It comes in some of the dug beds where the asparagus is and the potatoes over there, which is fair enough. When I see it, most of the time, I just dig it out. But because it's in the raised beds, that's a little bit more of an issue because I want to take them with us over there. But like I was saying, please let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, that is me done for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.